So there's been a lot of excitement and interest in the use of Claude Code lately, and really exciting to see that. People are generating and creating some brilliant stuff with Claude. But I just wanted to create a little video about the use of hooks in Claude Code. So what I've done is I prepared a little demo, a very short demo showing the use of hooks. And for anyone that's interested, I'm going to go into maybe a little bit more of a technical explanation of what I put together after the little short demo. Okay, so I'm just going to kick off this little demo. So what I'm going to get it to do is just generate a test document in a temporary folder. This is just a dummy prompt to get Claude to do something, and then we'll just see it working its way through the task and then the different hooks being executed along the way.
Okay, Owen, I'll get right on it.
So you can hear a bit of audio feedback from Claude there. That was just basically a voice that was triggered based on the initial hook. So that hook triggered that voice confirmation that the task has been started. Okay, and you hear that little funny sound. That was just a pre-tool use hook. And then that little kind of funny noise that came alert type of noise was because a different type of hook was executed, basically alerting me to the fact that Claude wants me to confirm something. So it's looking for my permission to create this document. I'm going to say yes. And again, another little sound to indicate that it's using the pre-tool hook to do the documentation generation.
Task complete. I hope those watching enjoyed this short demo. What's next?
And finally, then that was the stop hook. So the end, the task was completed, and it triggered another audio or voice confirmation that the task was completed successfully. Okay, so that was a really, I suppose, quick example of the use of hooks in Claude. In this example, it's just triggering some audio files and some voice confirmations, but obviously, different use cases, you might have some more complex actions being carried out based on these triggers. And again, in this example, I suppose I showed just a couple of different types of hooks. There's maybe 10 different scenarios for hooks. I'll just maybe just show really quickly some of the configuration, just if it's of interest to anyone. Let's go into my project. And under the Claude project, there's some settings. And in this settings file is where you define and configure the hooks. So you can see here just the different configurations. So I've used the user prompt submit type hook. That was the initial voice that you heard in the little demo. So basically what I did is I installed just like a free text-to-speech application, which I'm using, which is Edge TTS. There's lots of different applications out there. I had a little look at this one. It was free, reasonably good options in terms of different voice characters, etc. So that was the user prompt submit, and what it's doing is basically there's a PowerShell script. This could be a Python script, or I just use PowerShell for this one. That's basically looking at a folder on my local file system, and inside of that is just text files with certain text for the voice to read out. So again, similarly to that, the stop hook is basically executed or triggered at the end. So when the task is fully complete, and again, that's the same concept here, that the hook would trigger this PowerShell script, and that would read out the message that's in the stop folder. For things like the pre-tool use and post-tool use, it's using this play random sound script, and it's pulling an MP3 file from this location. And then similar to that again, permission request or notification, that was more the alert sounds that we heard. Again, this is maybe a little bit gimmicky, but I actually find it quite useful because for long executing tasks in Claude, sometimes it's a little bit unclear if it's waiting for confirmation for if you're not paying attention to it, or oftentimes I found myself just sort of staring at it, waiting for it to complete. Having the little audio confirmation is actually quite useful. Okay, so that was it. Really a quick run through of hooks. Simple kind of example. Hope you enjoyed it and maybe it's useful to someone. I would love to get some feedback though. I guess what I've seen a lot of content and posts about Claude lately. I was just hoping to see if people thought this type of hints and tips and tricks kind of posts are useful or of interest or not. I guess all feedback is welcome. But yeah, hopefully you got some use out of it, and I'll catch you on the next one.